the candidates, right? Let's talk about, let me pull up my chart here. And let's start off with Trump. All this looks so complicated. Let me remove a chart here. Okay, so now this is Trump here. Trump is on the inside. The current vibe in the sky is on the outside. Okay, and let's talk about Trump this week. Okay, so we're going to discuss him this week. We're not going to discuss him. I haven't done a full video on Trump. And it's not that he's annoying, okay? I actually am very entertained by Trump, and I find him very entertaining. So I guess that's the same thing. I'm repeating myself twice. But what I'm saying is, it's just that we know so much about Trump, and I do know he did get shot, but I haven't done a video on Trump. I was going to do Newsom next, and I was going to do Robert Kennedy after that, and then I'll do Trump, okay? But I am doing him weekly, so we have that. So let's talk about what we are looking at with Trump, okay? First of all, the sun entered his first house. And, you know, anytime your son enters his first house, it's like a new birthday, okay? You got a whole new year coming up. There's enhanced charisma. There is a self-promotion. You're very bold and dynamic, maybe in the campaign. He's focused on his personal identity. There's increased confidence and drive. Now, you know, with the negative with that sun in Leo in that first house, he could be overconfident and there could be some ego clashes. Now, this is where we hit the big one. Now, this is going to be August 2nd. May not be exactly that day, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. It is going to touch this fixed star, which is in 10 degrees. And the fixed star is called, click it, Giannisar. Say it slow for the people in the back. Giannisar. We are going to pay attention to the fixed stars because this is the reason why Trump got shot, okay? So the Giannisar fixed star is on top of his Pluto in Leo, and the sun is going to be 10 degrees in Leo as well. Now, I'm going to add another chart to the party, which is JD Vance's chart. We've got his birth time. Shout out to the astrologers. If you watch my JD Vance video, which I do recommend you watching after I explain what's going on here, I didn't have his birth time, but it doesn't matter. I still broke it down and I pulled some tarot. Now, okay, this is what I was more concerned with. This is, which one is JD Vance? This is JD Vance. This chart on the outside, if you guys are listening via podcast, I have 3 charts up. So I have JD Vance's chart. I have the current vibe in the sky, what is going to happen in the sky. August 2nd is the date I have up. And then I have Donald Trump's chart in the inside, okay? Now, what we need to see, I can't zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in here. Why was I about to really try to figure that out? But no, I'm not going to zoom in. I'm not going to disrupt the system and try something new with this pre-shadow phase in Mercury. We'll learn that. I'll learn that separately off film. But what I'm trying to show you is that this is at 10 degrees. The sky is going to be at 10 degrees next to this fixed star. And then we have Pluto at 10 degrees. Okay. Now, the GNR, whatever, the fixed star, I'll call her Miss G, okay? It's about penetrating an analytical mind. It's also about travel. It's about many friends. It's about being crafty. It's about, there could be some robbery. There could be some accidental poisoning happening, okay? It's a malefic. Why am I messing up words? It's a no bueno fixed star, okay? It's associated with danger, misfortune, and endings, okay? Now, the last word is what I was really more focused on because we are dealing with that Pluto energy, and the Pluto energy is about transitions and power, okay? Now, these are all conjunct. They're all on top of each other. And when you have a conjunction, first of all, it's very strong. So you have JD Vance. I have a hard time saying his name. JD Vance. You have his ego, his pride on top of this fixed star, on top of the sun in the sky connected to this fixed star, on top of Pluto of Trump's power. Okay. and transitions, okay, an obsession of power, okay, so or some mysteries, okay, that's what Pluto, it means more, but you have all that. So there could be an intense transformation happening. There is some type of power dynamic transformation happening, okay. When you have the conjunctions, what I was saying earlier, it is strong and it is good and bad, okay, so you can either get the good, you can get the bad, or maybe you can get the both, okay. Now because it's connected to this fixed star, which also means endings, I'm thinking Trump may announce something and it may cause an ending. Remember, at the same time, what Mercury is doing, and Mercury is up to no good. Where is Mercury in the sky? Mercury is in the sign of Virgo in its pre-shadow phase of retrograde, and it's in the sign third house of communication is the degree, but it also has that Virgo energy of clearing out. Is he going to clear out? You guys, if this was another year, and I was talking about this, I would be like, there's no way I'm going to translate this because it's not making sense. It would make no sense to me. But now we can expect the unexpected, okay? And it wouldn't shock me if Trump says, I want to change my VP. This is not working out. And that's why I want you to check out my previous video on what I did on JD Vance. Check that out, please, because I pulled some tarot and I discussed this in more detail. And it just looks like someone's walking away. Okay. This could be a prediction. If he says no, this would not shock me. Okay. But let me just tell you what else. So there could be some power dynamics here. There could be an intense transformation. There could be potential conflict, danger also, because the fixed star is about a sense of danger. It's about challenges. And the candidate may have some oppositions here. They may be enemies here, or maybe some unexpected obstacles that are testing their resilience. Okay. What else do we have? Charismatic but intense presence, because you do have the charming energy of the sun and Leo, and everyone look at me, I'm on stage. And then you have something that's very intense with that Pluto, because it involves intensity. And with that star, it's not positive. It's a malefic. It's negative. Okay. I just think of transformations. There is a focus on endings and new beginnings, and this could be happening. Okay. So yeah, maybe we're going to see how this is. Some type is going to be big. That's all I'm going to say. So look out for that. And what else do I have? Oh, also this is in the it's in Virgo, and Virgo is also representing that your career. So someone's career could be at stake here. Remember, we have a Leo rising for Trump. And is JD Vance a Leo rising? Hold on, let me see from what I remember. He's a Libra rising. Okay, so we have Trump being a Leo rising, and the sun affects him, and that sun's going to be on top of the Pluto with that fixed star. So that's very important to him. And then with JD Vance, Libra being his rising, and let me see, the inner one is that him and that Venus and Leo. Yeah, the Venus and Leo, is it squaring? It's squaring his Mars, his drive of power here. It's like he's not attracting the things that he wants to attract. Okay. Let me see what else we have for Venus here. This is just me going off the cut. It is Queen Cux, Chiron of Aries, and that healing of self here. Venus of support and self-esteem is not working here with some healing. Okay. But not him, but just in the sky. Let me see if it affects anything else with him. Hold on, let me see. Okay. The IC2 is a problem. Okay. Him related to home. Venus, he's not support from home. And what is the home? The home is I'm getting some text. The home represents America. Okay. So you do have that going on too. And Venus in the sky is also quincunx Neptune. So the support is causing some confusion of some sort worldwide. Okay. Yeah. So that is what we have. That is his ruling planet, Venus. And Yeah, very interesting on how this is going to play out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me see what else we have. A lot of power, ego, drive, highlighting power. There's some secrets. Maybe there's some debts owed because Pluto does represent that, on some transformation. In the degrees, we're talking about career. Why? What are the degrees? 10 degrees. Oh, yeah. 10 degrees. We're talking about career in a 10 degrees. And what else? And your image, that you have that. Some endings and change, some misfortune. Also with that fixed star. What else? Venus and Leo conjunct Vance's. Okay. There's probably some support or some attraction. There's going to be something supporting. Whether it's good or bad, let's see how that goes. Okay. Trump's ascendant. Let's bring Trump back on to the stage here, and put him back in the middle. Trump's ascendant is going to Quinn Cuts. Let's remove Mr. Vance. I personally think there's going to be an announcement, and they're going to release JD Vance. Something is going to happen. There's going to be some type of transformation, some type of change. Okay. Now, Trump's ascendant here, and he has an ascendant in Leo, 29 degrees, another critical degree, right? Is going to quincunx Neptune here, which is also 29 degrees, a critical degree. So when you have that, there could be a lot of confusion happening. And this is currently, he's been feeling this for a good minute. Okay. Now the Neptune in Pisces, 29 degrees with the ascendant, also could be some confusion, some endings. Maybe later he'll get some clarity out of this, regarding his image, regarding his self not his self-esteem, but how he comes off to the public. But he has some high emotions. He has some he's very sensitive. There's unclear messages regarding his power, misunderstandings, misperceptions, dissolutions, emphasis on ending and death, and him getting really spiritual. And this is going to last about 2 years, you guys. Okay. So he has this struggle for about 2 years of feeling uncomfortable with this energy. Okay. Just so you can know. Now, that is what we have for Trump. Let's see. Oh, should I put a card? I'll pull the cards after I do both of them. Okay. After I do Kamala, and I have to say her name like that so I can make sure I say it correctly. I have a college friend who is the godmother of my kids, and her name is Kamala. And knowing someone named Kamala for years and hearing the name Kamala and it's spelled very similar confuses me. So I don't want to disrespect anyone who loves Kamala. It's a hard name for me to say personally. Okay. Now, on to that, just the random disclaimers that I have to give. And I also want you guys to know that this is a very unbiased opinion. I do throw my opinions out there, and I will tell you when I throw in my opinions. At the same time, I am not a blood in a crip. I do not vote Democrat or Republican. I am an American and I do vote. However, I vote independent. I've been voting independent for a long, long time. Okay. So this is not new. This is not because of COVID. This is not because of this intense tension. By the way, I am researching a future video coming up, and I know everyone's into politics, but I'm doing a lot of research on predictions of a civil war coming ahead. You do have Neptune's going into Aries. There's a lot of things coming on for as predictions of war, and I'm doing a lot of research on that. So check out that video. Look out for that video. So subscribe to make sure you get it. Okay. Especially sign up for the newsletter, because I'll probably drop some stuff out in there too. Okay. Now let's talk about Kamala. Let's talk about Kamala. Let me find her chart here. And let's do her with the current vibe in the sky. Now, July 30th, let's go back just so we can just have some stuff. The moon enters her first house here. And, that moves fast. It's about 2 days, but she could be emotionally driven. Personal issues can be maybe coming to the forefront. Maybe wants to be more relatable. She may be feeling insecure about her looks. Okay, just so you know. But it's still a lot of positivity because she has that Jupiter there. It's conjunct the Mars here. So emotionally driven for sure. Okay. And maybe driven to get a lot of support. And then if we move on to we're still on the 30th. Mercury, I want to point out, is her ruling planet. So whatever Mercury is doing is very important. And when Mercury is retrograding, let's see what happens. It doesn't have to be bad. There could be a lot of awareness and redoing and restructuring for her, just so you know. Now, Mercury is going to be conjunct her IC on the 30th. I am recording this on the 29th, so this could already be affecting her. And then we have Mercury opposing her Saturn in Aquarius, okay? And discussions of home life, of America and foundations. Maybe there's miscommunications regarding these topics, and it's in 2 degrees, and 2 degrees is really dealing with what she values in life. Discussions of the past also could be coming up. Challenges in her career, or news about her career, and it can't see eye to eye. Also, there is that Saturn, which is the government and doing something different, which very much represents Kamala being a female vice president who is running for the first time as president. So you have these things, and Mercury retrograding is not working with her, but maybe there is an announcement, maybe there is a struggle, maybe she's thinking about what she's doing, and then she has struggles against the authorities above her. Okay, now our group, because Aquarius could represent a group, and it could be the Democrats. Okay, now August 3rd here. August 3rd, we have Venus in Leo here, and I need to scooch this over so I can look at my notes and tell you guys. So we got Venus in Leo, and it's going to oppose her Aquarius energy in the sign Saturn. So now, first we had Mercury moseying along and causing some drama. Now we have Venus, and Venus is your self-esteem, right? Venus is what you attract. Venus is your support. Sometimes I think Venus in Leo represents Kamala, and she has some balance, and she has to do with her charm and authority, or maybe what she's naturally attracting, or her support, and maybe there's some limits there. The public image and her perception, maybe it's not very attractive, or maybe it has to deal with some responsibility, or maybe there's some authoritative figure in the way of her, or it can, whatever it is, it's causing some tension between wanting to be liked and needing to be respected with that Saturn. Okay, and also, like, this is some long-term goals here I have to achieve, and you are annoying me because I'm a female. That could be happening. Okay, yeah, finances could be moving slow. Maybe there's some challenges with some finances with her campaign, issues with career and support. Later, it's going to sextile her sun here as Venus mosey on along, and when it and it was sextile as well Mercury, because they're hugging. Her Mercury and the sun are hugging, so that brings out more of a balance for that ego, and maybe there's some great announcements that are going to happen regarding power. Of course, we are waiting for her, and she could be announcing this week. From what I'm seeing with this, she could be announcing her VP, but it's very positive. At the end of the week, Mars in Gemini starts to square her Uranus. Let me see. Should I go Mars in Gemini squares her? Here's the Mars in Gemini. It squares her Uranus. Yes, so this will hit 13 degrees. So a little bit around August 9th, and we're entering next week, but I'm just going to put this in here. That could be squaring Uranus, and that is her drive and her energy and her motivation is now expect the unexpected, right? It's maybe some uncontrollable anger here, or she's uncontrollable, or sudden irritable energy, or someone wants to be rebellious, and there's announcements with the rebellion, especially when it comes to clearing out in her career. There's defending oneself against certain standards and limitation. Maybe she can have a temper. Maybe she could overreact. Maybe she's extremely nervous or impatient. Also could represent some accidents too, because Mars is aggressive and Uranus is expect some unexpected accidents. Now this is conjunct her power planet, okay, and it's also conjunct the Venus planet of work and that Virgo energy. So you have all that and all that squaring, and the Mercury, it could be maybe there's some sexual energy really about her being a female, okay? But maybe people will be violently against her far as like her being a female, or maybe she's greedy, maybe she's trying to be possessive, maybe she really wants to get some power. Yeah, the Pluto energy makes me think, will we see this? Okay, because we may not see this when you have some Pluto. It might be very mysterious energy. But yeah, so that's what we have now. Surprise power in her work with the Virgo in her homeland. Pluto conjunct her Uranus is sudden power anyway. Oh yeah, I have that in my notes. So regardless of anything, just looking at her natal chart, which because you can look at someone's natal chart for a very long time and break things down. But looking at this, I had an aha moment, like, oh my gosh, this is unexpected power, unexpected, out of the box power too, not just this here. But she has it so many times as her being a female in her homeland, the fourth house. So yeah, very interesting. But let's see how her week plays out. That is what I have for the presidents, not the presidents. They're not even, well, is Kamala president? Who's running the country right now? My husband asked me that the other day, and I laughed so hard. He was like, wait a minute. If Biden says he's unfit to run, is he unfit to currently be president? That's a thought, okay? Let me drink my water. Okay, so let me pull some cards on both Trump and Kamala. So we'll do. Should I pull a card on the announcement? Is he going to make an announcement, Trump, here? Let's see. Let's just see what the cards have to say about Trump this week. Okay. What do you have to say about Trump? Yeah. Makes me think there's some announcements. There's some fast information happening. There is some clarity happening. Yeah. Makes me think there's going to be a fast announcement. That is what we have for Trump. Whatever it is, it's some clarity. It's going to bring the truth, and it's not emotional. It's all facts and words. Okay. Mercury's retrograding. You shouldn't be talking fast, though. Now, let's see what we have for Kamala for this week. She's living in abundance, okay? She's going to have a great week. This is a week of self-made energy, feminine energy, and living her great life. So she's having a great week. She might be making some great announcements on who she's going to choose as vice president. I wonder if it's going to be a female vice president. I am very aware that this is the year of the woman, okay? And nothing about Republican Democrats. Give the disclaimer again. I'm just very aware that we have a Mexican female president for the first time. When I watched the BET Awards, they had a tribute for Usher, and it was all women. When I watched the Epsies, that is like sports, it was all women. There is a continuous theme of women being the head. Okay, so why would it end with Kamala stepping up, and why would it end her announcing a female vice president? I've discussed that in a video with there's a video I did on that. So check out, I have a political playlist.